the Steam Deck. Valve's first, no, second, third, fourth. Okay, fifth. It's the fifth one. The Steam Deck. Valve's fifth attempt to push hardware into the gaming hardware market. Not just any gaming hardware market though, the mobile gaming hardware market. No, this thing isn't playing Android or iOS games, but Steam or PC games on the go. And since Sony is degrading the value of the PlayStation 4 and 5, all with one punch to the Sony fanboys, that I'm going to take advantage of it by reviewing how Spider-Man Remastered performs on the Steam Deck. Spider-Man Remastered is the graphical overhaul of Spider-Man, exclusive to the PlayStation 4. A superhero Sony locked away from everybody who once had access to him on the Xboxes, PC, and Nintendo's, Nintendo? Since Spider-Man Remastered is a PlayStation 5 exclusive game, and the Steam Deck is often compared to the base PlayStation 4, can Spider-Man Remastered really run well enough on the deck? What are the optimal graphical settings? And is the verified rating that Valve gave this game really an accurate rating, or is it just a bunch of hooey? Time to find out. But first, it's a time for our sponsor. Our sponsor is nobody, except for viewers like you. Thank you, nobody, and you just for watching, for sponsoring this video. The base PlayStation 4 could run Spider-Man at 30 frames per second, with a rare dip below 30. So if the deck can hit 30 and be stable at 30, I think that could be a serious win, with a few other factors thrown in there. Unlike Black Ops 2, Spider-Man Remastered does support the native resolution of the Steam Deck, but I don't know what the game defaults to when you first start it up. While the deck is capable of ray tracing, this game is incapable of actually running it on this device. For the majority of my time playing, I was playing at the 800p resolution. The game doesn't look bad at all, and I've played this thing on an RTX 3060 Ti with ultra settings. I'm not saying it looks just as good as what I have on my PC, but I don't notice big differences except for in the reflections and some texture qualities and frame rates. Playing it at the lowest settings runs mostly above 30 FPS with the occasional dip below 30. There is no way though that you're going to run this above 60. No way at all, at least not at 800p. Unlocking the frame rate will be pointless, and I just suggest having it at a max of 30 frames just to have a consistent frame rate. Playing this game never felt bad because of the gameplay, but do you know what felt bad for the gameplay? I don't know how to turn it off, but we all know how the deck has a gyroscope built into it, right? You normally place your thumb on one of the trackpads and then wiggle the deck around to move your camera. Well, I don't like that, so I don't use it, but my deck still acts like I'm using it. It took a while to figure it out, but apparently just having your thumb on the right joystick activates the gyroscope. I hate gyroscope, and I don't want my camera to move because my thumb was on the stick while I was trying to adjust my position for better posture. Okay, let's try and squeeze this puppy for any extra frame rates to see if we can get the latency down without sacrificing the resolution too much by dropping it down to 720. And to be honest, doing this did just about nothing. I didn't notice a thing. I didn't notice the frame rate change, nor the resolution. So I started toying around with the resolution more by dropping it down to the lowest of 600p. At this resolution, I actually noticed a significant frame rate increase, going from the average of the low 30s to the mid 40s, and at times it would cap out at 60. While this is great, the reduced resolution is very noticeable. One thing I'd like to note is that normally you can get an additional 5 to 10 frames during cutscenes. At this point, I decided to play around with the graphics, starting with small changes going from the lowest preset to the low. I didn't notice any performance difference. Going to medium was a minor frame rate decrease, and the high preset functioned like it was running at 800p at the lowest. Then I decided to play around with both the resolution and graphics, and what I noticed shocked me. The majority of the time I played, I was playing at 800p at the lowest graphics, when I actually could have been playing at 800p or 720p at medium with highly similar frame rates. Going to the high preset, I did have unplayable frame rates, often dropping into the low 20s. Just for the fun of it, I decided to see what kind of frame rate I would get with the best of the best graphics. Let me just say, my deck crashed. Like, I had to kill the power to the device. Don't ever go to the highest settings. What is nice to see is that you can see the graphics change right before your eyes in the menu, rather than exclusively looking at the menu and hoping that you notice the difference in graphics. If you're wondering about battery life, then expect maybe 2 hours out of it. If you can crank the settings way down low, then you might be able to squeeze out 2.5 hours. This game is very demanding, and you should probably pack a charger if you're going to be playing this on a long car ride from Indiana to Wisconsin. So, do I think that this game should be verified by Steam? According to the definition of Steam, yes, it deserves to be verified. If I was defining the verification of games, I'd have to say that it's playable. This game is capable of playing at 30 frames per second and actually feeling playable, but it's not so simple as to what settings you want to use, and you have to think about the trade-offs of graphics and resolution for performance. I would give a verified rating to a game that feels playable while maxing out graphics, treating the deck more like an Xbox or PlayStation. And I would say that playable would be something that works on the deck with some tweaking or knowing that you sacrifice one thing for another to make it work the way that you want it to. So, all in all, the verified status on Steam for Spider-Man Remastered works, but I'd argue my own definition that the game should be labeled playable just because you can't mindlessly set the graphics to the best and have a playable time on it. Thank you for watching my second video about how games work on the Steam Deck. I hope you found this informative and maybe even interesting. Please drop a like and subscribe to me because it would really be appreciated and it would help out with the reach of this channel. While you're at it, comment something like maybe your experience playing this game on the deck, and stay tuned for polls about what game I should cover next. Have a blessed day, everybody. Bye.